Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Whispers from Lori's Realm. I am Lori, and I want to start off by wishing everybody a happy new year for 2026 as we ring in a new year. So I hope everybody did enjoy their holidays and had a very Merry Christmas. So welcoming to January, we're going to welcome the podcast series, Feminine Stargate, The Cycle of Sacred Return. So this month's podcast series, it's an initiation. It's not into something new, but into something ancient that has been waiting patiently within the body. The feminine stargate is not a concept. It is a lived, felt process of remembrance. So it is a cycle of sacred return where the feminine lineages, the goddess bloodlines, the star wisdom, and ancestral memory rises. So, but not through the mind, but through the nervous system and the womb space, as well as the cells and through breath. So it's about remembering that. It's about the remembering that happens after like your collapse and after disillusionment and after spiritual burnout, as well as after trauma and after giving away your power. So let's just take a breath now. And this sounds like a lot, but that's because it is, really. So the feminine does not reclaim sovereignty through force or domination. She reclaims it through feeling, through presence, and through allowing truth to move through the body again. So across this 3-episode journey, we're going to explore the cellular recall of goddess lineage, star tribe remembrance beyond identity and fantasy, sovereignty reclaimed through sensation and embodied truth, a guided meditation initiating rebirth through the womb of the cosmos. And this is not an ascension. This is actually a return. So let that sink in. Here is the 3-episode series overview. So today, which is episode 1, the goddess lineage awakens, cellular recall, and returning home. So it's just a little teaching episode on how feminine remembrance activates through the body, nervous system, and lived experience, and not through belief systems. And tomorrow will be episode 2, Star Tribes and the Feminine Stargate, Reclaiming Sovereignty Through Feeling. An embodied exploration of a star lineage is sovereignty and why the feminine awakens through sensation, emotion, and truth rather than hierarchy and control. Episode 3 is the womb of the cosmos and a Stargate rebirth transition, a guided meditation and energetic passage, a closing and rebirth through the cosmic womb. So let us dive into episode 1, the goddess lineage awakens, cellular recall, and returning home. Before we begin, let's just take a deep breath. I like that. This episode is not meant to consume quickly. It's not meant to be consumed quickly, and it's really meant to be felt. So if something in your body may soften or it might tighten or stirs as you listen, that's just part of the teaching. So don't be concerned. Just feel. I want you to just listen to this podcast, maybe close your eyes and just feel if anything is going to resonate with you or if anything in your body changes. I want to begin by saying something very clearly. The goddess lineage does not awaken because we read the right book, take the right course, or learn the right language. It awakens after it breaks us open. So, this podcast is through my own experience. Remembrance didn't come through spiritual study. It came through loss, a nervous system collapse, a ton of grief, trauma, disillusionment, and the slow, humbling process of coming back into my body after being disconnected from it for a very long time, like super long. And the feminine does not wake up in perfection. She wakes up in pieces. So what is goddess lineage really? When I say goddess lineage, I'm not talking about mythology as fantasy. I'm talking about blood memory, nervous system wisdom, ancestral survival, ancient feminine intelligence encoded in the body. This lineage doesn't live in the mind. It actually lives in our cells. So it can show up as things like a sudden grief you can't explain, maybe a longing for something ancient and familiar, a desire to slow down, maybe feel and be rooted and grounded and listen. For many of us, the goddess lineage was not lost. It was suppressed for survival. And cellular recall, how remembrance actually happens is cellular recall is not remembering with your brain, it's remembering with your body. And this often begins after trauma, maybe addiction, burnout, or nervous system overload. And when old identity collapses and the body no longer agrees to disassociation. I don't know if anybody out there has been disassociated from themselves. I was very much, this was a big theme in my awakening. It was my remembrance came back very hard. It began when I could no longer bypass pain with spirituality and when my nervous system demanded truth. So the body remembers before the mind understands. And some things you may notice are emotional waves without story. Dreams of ancient places or feminine figures, a pull towards earth and water, ritual or stillness, and just a rejection of spiritual performance. So this is not regression. That's sometimes what it might feel like when we are going through the phase of performing. That was me. I was quite the performer. And it did feel like regression. And it's actually, this is just returning home. So remember that. If you ever feel like you're regressing or like even not going anywhere, sit with it. The feminine returns through the nervous system. So I have something I want to say here that is something rarely spoken about. The feminine lineage awakens through regulation, not transcendence. It awakens through safety, slowness, breath, sensation, and through boundaries. So the goddess does not arrive when we override the body. She arrives when we listen to it, when the nervous system feels safe enough. Ancient codes, they rise naturally, not as information, but as a felt knowing. You just know, you feel it. And this is why so many awakenings happen after breakdowns and the body finally has permission to speak. So it pretty much needs a little breakdown. And then it gives your body that permission to speak your truth. Returning home does not mean becoming better or higher. It means being able to feel again and being able to rest without guilt, be able to say no. No, I like that. No. Or what are you doing today? Nothing, and I like it. What are you doing today? Nothing, and I just like it. I'm always doing something, but it's none of your business. And being able to rest without guilt is big for me too. I had to practice really hard to stay still. I felt like I should be doing something all the time when my body is just clearly saying rest. So being able to trust sensation over external authority. Home is the body, home is the breath, and home is the place where you no longer abandon yourself to be accepted. The goddess lineage is not something you become, it's something you stop running from. Seriously. I just have to share my goddess story, my first goddess story. When I was tapping in, I totally developed a spiritual ego. I literally thought I was a goddess. Okay. So did my friends, though, because I'm very convincing. Well, when I believe I'm a goddess, I mean, that's my truth, right? But I figured like, oh my God, that was a spiritual ego. So lots of lessons, me. Why this is a collective moment? Well, many of us are awakening. And we're waking up now that the old systems, spiritual, relational, societal, no longer friggin' work. The feminine isn't rising to dominate. She's rising to restore balance. And restoration begins internally, in the nervous system, in the womb space, in the place where truth lives quietly. So I want to pause here and invite you to place a hand over your body wherever feels right. I'll give you a second to do that. I have mine on my heart. And breathe slowly. Just take it down a notch. Maybe you're relaxing. I'm just going to take it down a notch with you guys. And ask your body gently, what do you remember? So, no forcing, no answers required, just listening. So I can leave you with that little practice tonight. Just put your hand over wherever feels right on your body. Just breathe slowly, relax, and ask your body, what do you remember? And just sit with that and don't rush it. There's no need to rush. And you can practice this as much as you need until you feel you get the feelings or whatever requires you to feel fulfilled about this. And in the next episode, we're going to talk about star tribes and the feminine stargate, not as identity or fantasy, but as embodied experience of sovereignty. So we'll explore why feminine remembers the stars through feeling, not hierarchy, and how reclaiming sensations is key to true sovereignty. So, until then, be gentle with your body. Remembrance unfolds in its own time, and you are not late. You are returning. So, tune in tomorrow for episode 2, and remember, it unfolds in its own time. I'll leave you with that. Have a great day or night wherever you are.